Long before the world learned to measure time by calendars and clocks, a fire tore across the African sky. It was not lightning. It was not a star. That was a meteor burning violet and silver, howling like a god in pain as it struck the heart of the continent. The land shook, mountains cracked. Rivers rerouted themselves in terror. When the dust finally settled, something impossible lay buried within the crater. A metal not found anywhere else on Earth. Vibranium. From this single gift, destiny bloomed. The tribes of the region were drawn to the crater, sensing its power. 5 great tribes rose from the land: the border tribe, the river tribe, the merchant tribe, the mining tribe, and the Jabari, who lived in the high mountains and rejected the metal's influence. Among the 4 tribes that embraced vibranium, one warrior stood apart, a shaman, a fighter, a visionary. Guided by dreams and the spirits of the land, he consumed a heart-shaped herb that grew only where vibranium touched soil. The herb awakened something ancient inside him: strength, speed, vision. Beyond sight, he became the first Black Panther. Under his rule, the tribes united into one nation, Wakanda, hidden from the rest of the world by illusion, secrecy, and purpose. While empires rose and fell beyond its borders, Wakanda endured, advancing in science and spirit, always guarded by the Panther. And so it was passed down king to king, Panther to Panther, through centuries of blood, honor, and sacrifice, until the day a king died. Chapter 1. A King's End. King T'Chaka ruled Wakanda with wisdom and steel. He was both a diplomat and a warrior, a man who understood that peace often demanded strength behind it. His son, T'Challa, watched from the shadows as his father led, learning silently, patiently. Then came the night of fire. An explosion ripped through a foreign city during a diplomatic mission. Smoke swallowed the sky. Screams echoed through concrete canyons. T'Chaka saw the threat before anyone else did, and pushed his son out of harm's way. The blast killed the king instantly. T'Challa lived. Grief does not roar. It seeps. By the time the royal ship returned to Wakanda, T'Challa had already changed. He stood straighter. His eyes carried weight. Childhood ended between one heartbeat and the next. The throne awaited. But before a man can rule Wakanda, he must face it. Chapter 2. The challenge. Wakanda gathered at Warrior Falls, where the river thundered against ancient stone. Thousands watched as tradition took precedence over technology. Vibranium weapons were set aside. Armor was stripped away. T'Challa stepped forward, not as Black Panther, but as a man. The elders called out, "Does any warrior challenge for the throne?" Silence. Them. Movement. Mako, of the Jabari tribe, emerged from the mist, massive, scarred, defiant. His voice rolled like thunder as he challenged T'Challa's right to rule. The fight was brutal. Fists met flesh. Water sprayed red. Every strike carried centuries of history. T'Challa fought with control, not rage, listening, adapting, enduring. When Baku fell, beaten but unbroken, he laughed. "Wakanda has not grown weak," he said. "You will do." The throne was T'Challa's. That night he drank the heart-shaped herb and died. Chapter 3. The ancestral plane. Death was not an ending. T'Challa awoke beneath a violet sky, surrounded by tall grasses that shimmered with starlight. Panthers emerged from the darkness, dozens of them, eyes glowing with recognition. His father stepped forward. T'Chaka spoke of duty, of secrecy, of protection. "You are king now," he said. "Wakanda must remain hidden. The world is too broken to be trusted." T'Challa listened, but doubt took root. When he returned to the living world, the Panther lived again. Chapter 4. The world beyond the veil. Wakanda thrived unseen. Holographic cities rose behind cloaked borders. Trains flew through vibranium tunnels. Shuri, the king's sister and greatest mind Wakanda had ever known, reshaped science daily, teasing her brother mercilessly as she upgraded his suit. Yet beyond Wakanda's shield, the world burned. War. Poverty, exploitation. And somewhere in the shadows, a man watched, a man with Wakandan blood. Chapter 5. The ghost of Oakland. His name was Eric Stevens, born outside Wakanda. Abandoned by it. Eric grew up in violence, learned to survive by mastering it. He studied history, warfare, oppression, especially the kind inflicted on people who looked like him. Every scar on his body was a lesson. every kill a step closer. When he learned the truth of his heritage, rage sharpened into purpose. Wakanda had the power to change the world, and it chose silence. Eric chose. War. Chapter 6. The return of the exile. Eric arrived in Wakanda with proof of royal blood and a body count. Tradition demanded he be heard. Tradition demanded he be allowed to challenge Dot at Warrior Falls. Eric fought T'Challa with fury unburdened by mercy. He fought like a man who had nothing to lose and everything to take. T'Challa fell. The river swallowed him. Eric claimed the throne, and Wakanda burned from within. Chapter 7. A kingdom divided as king. Eric, now Killmonger, ordered Wakandan weapons sent across the globe. He believed oppression could only be ended through force. The Dora Milaje split. The tribes argued. Wakanda stood on the edge of civil war. But the river did not claim T'Challa. The Jabari did. Chapter 8. Rise. Of the Panther broken and frozen, T'Challa was healed by the Jabari. When he returned to the ancestral plane, he confronted his father not with anger, but truth. "You were wrong," T'Challa said. "We were wrong." He rose renewed, not just as king, but as something greater, a protector of Wakanda. And of the world. Chapter 9. The final battle. Wakanda revealed itself at last. Skyships filled the air. Energy shields flared. Panthers clashed amid fire and steel. Brother fought brother. Belief battled belief. T'Challa faced Eric in the depths of the vibranium. Mine, two kings shaped by different wounds. Their final fight was silent. Personal. When Eric fell, mortally wounded, he refused healing. "Bury me in the ocean," he said, "with my ancestors who jumped from ships, because they knew death was better than bondage." T'Challa held him as the light faded. A king mourned. Another. Chapter 10. A new dawn. Wakanda stepped into the light, not as conquerors but as partners. T'Challa opened outreach centers, shared knowledge, extended hands instead of fists. The Black Panther remained watching, guarding, learning, not a god, not a weapon, but a king who chose compassion over fear. And under the hidden sun of Wakanda, the Panther's shadow stood tall, not to dominate the world, but to protect it. Epilogue legends say that when Wakanda is in its darkest hour, the Panther will rise again. Silent, unyielding, eternal, because Wakanda is not just a place. It is a promise. Wakanda forever.